Well, welcome back. This is the plate that my friend and I got from our local thrift shop. And today we're going to change it into something unexpected. Now, if you've been watching the channel for a while, you know that I've got a bit of a soft spot for dinosaurs, and we like to create a dinosaur project every now and then. So today I'll be showing you how to use ceramic paint to give something like this a second lease on life. It's a really easy way to save something nice from going to landfill. So I'll be painting a dinosaur on my plate because I think it's a pretty funny juxtaposition between the dinosaur and Grandma's plate, but you can paint anything on your plate. Now, if you'd like a list of ingredients, you can find that on our website. So let's get into it. Now, just before we get started, our ceramic paints are for decorative use only. So maybe don't use this one for dinner tonight. To begin, print out the outline from our website, or you can freehand your design. Make yourself a template for the centre of the plate using tracing paper. It's a handy way to get the size right. I've cut my outline out like this, which makes it much easier to transfer the drawing. I'm being a bit liberal with the teeth and eyes. I'll freehand those in shortly. Tape your outline down and start tracing. Now, pencil and graphite don't really like glazed ceramics, but I've found fine liners work really well. Trace the outer lines in the eye first, then freehand the rest. If you run into any trouble, you can always cut into the template and draw it through it. With a clean brush, you can remove any lines you don't need, like I've done here with the teeth. Have you created one of our projects? Make sure you send us a photo. We love seeing your creations. Now for the fun part, painting. If you're going with a dinosaur, I like to start by mixing a slightly dirty cream for the teeth. Ceramic paint feels a little bit like a thicker acrylic, but dries very quickly. So work in small areas and build up the layers as you go. For the underpainting, I'm starting with a khaki mix, a warm beige and a pale red, and just blocking in the main colours. At this stage, you might have a few trust the process moments, and honestly, even I find these early stages the most nerve-wracking. But it's all about building a solid base for the details and glazing later on. Once that's dry, I'll go on with a second coat and bring those colours up a bit more. If you like this project, we've got loads more on our website. Jump online to check out our Create blog and sign up with Creative Connection to get lessons, inspo, tips and more sent directly to your inbox. Staying inspired doesn't have to cost a cent. Once the base layers are dry, I mix up some sap green with medium and glaze this over the previous coat. This adds depth to the tone and a bit more visual interest as the green blends optically with the colours underneath. With the colour looking like this, I can now add the darker areas with a bit of black. There are no real do's or don'ts with ceramic paint, so if you're doing this at home, you can add your shadows now or later. It's completely up to how you like to paint. Next, I'll bring in some lighter highlights, and then I'll show you a nice way to build up scales. Mix up an off-white and start dotting the scales around the head. Try not to let them touch or they'll blend together. Let that layer dry, then go back in and fill the gaps. Vary the size of your dots to keep things looking a bit more natural. Stay inspired and don't miss a video from us. Subscribe and leave a comment below with what you'd like us to create next. We'd love to hear from you. Keep building up those scales until he starts to feel like a proper dinosaur. You can also vary the colour. I added a few darker ones with black, which really helped him pop. Once you're happy, leave it dry for 24 hours, then it's ready for baking. Just follow the instructions on your paints. Baking helps harden the paint and makes it more durable. And voila, a dinosaur on a thrifted plate. We hope you enjoyed this project and picked up a trick or two. If you did, let us know what we should paint next. So thanks for hanging out with me in the studio. Until we meet next time, remember to keep on creating.